Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to another episode of ATF with myself, Bobby K, and the sexy Scandinavian, the legend himself, Mr. Kuv and The Kang. Yeah, wrong way.
Yeah, wrong
I
way.
know, you're on I know you've been on a lot of different shows the last 2 days,
Yeah.
mate, but we're the only ones that do this. I know some people are trying to rip it off from us, but
I'm tired, mate. The other day I thought I'd been on Mia's show when I hadn't. I was in the comments section.
that was great, actually. That was funny. That was a great conversation afterwards. How you doing, Coops?
Yeah, all going well here. There's quite a few little talking points, but none of it brilliant, is it? It's just things happening. So,
yeah, well, pretty much that's what this show's about, right? That's what we said. We were going to try to incorporate other aspects of what's going on in the football and world outside of just Tottenham too. So we do have a few things that we're going to address in regards to that. But we did want to start with something different this time too, because we've taken the time slot from our beloved friends over at Shelfside. They used to do a little thing over there. I'm sure you know, we've talked about it. Spurs à la Histoire. So I thought we'd kind of, like you say, a tip of the hat to the boys over there and bring that back to life. So looking at what happened today on this day, this is our tribute to SS. This day in Spurs history, or actually I should have put football in history, actually. It's not even really just Spurs history, because on this day, in 1916, Spurs won their very first match at Highbury, 3-0 over the Gooners. So definitely not the result I got to see when I got to see them play against the Gooners, but high times then at the Highbury. You see what the high times at the Highbury?
Yeah, I'll see that. Yeah.
I'm still coming off my flu.
It wasn't too overcomplicated. That's what I liked about it.
Well, I am a simple guy. You know me.
Know our audience as well. Yeah.
That's true too. And footballers celebrating birthdays today, right? So we got players celebrating today is Vernon Anita, who was born in 89, Paul Parker in 64, Alexander Tetti in 86, and Yallop is the only one you said you know who was born in 1960.
No, I know Paul Parker as well. He played for England.
Oh, okay.
And QPR and Man United, I believe.
Oh, there we go. So, but yeah. But
there we go. Otherwise, yeah, nothing special there that I know of.
No, nobody in there whose names that jumped out at me. I couldn't even remember them playing for other teams. So, Scott M's, let's say everybody in chat here. Scott M is already in, Captain Positive. Kuba, I believe, may be able to talk about football, but have my doubts on this channel. I know there's no way Bobby K is doing it. Scott M, clearly you don't know me as well as you thought you did. I am very good at faking and being able to pretend I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. Kuba basically tells me what to say and sends me a script before the show. So,
no, don't say that, because then it's on me.
Oh shit! Yeah, but then you could say I obviously did.
Big up, buddy. Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but obviously you could just simply play it off as I didn't stick to the script.
Okay, we'll do that.
My English is not so good sometimes, right? Hey, my man Jose is in the house. Great to see you, buddy. Always supporting and always catching my live shows. I don't know how I miss this guy's live shows. It's actually frustrating sometimes. Robbie's in the house as well. Big up, Robbie. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, Jose's in the house already as well. You were over there on Talking Ball. Big chats going on over there. Some interesting conversation on that show earlier today. So those of you that missed it, get over to Talking Ball. I don't think that was a dual stream, so it's not on LTEL. But Ash P's in the house. Haven't seen Ash in a while. From my understanding, Ash has started a new job. So congratulations, Ash, and good luck to you. I don't know if she's got a new job or a new position, but I think things have changed for Ash over there. So wishing you the very best, my dear. Haven't seen you in a while. And Andrew Gregory, one of the most loveliest people I've had the opportunity to meet in this community. We just spoke the other day. Well, he's always checking in on me as well. Just a very, very sweet man. So nice to see you again, Andrew. And just girl loves our favorite big timer, right?
Absolutely.
Our favorite female big timer before Nick gets on the horn here.
Yeah, I noticed she didn't actually name drop other than us this time though. So it's good.
That's true. Actually, I'm surprised she didn't put big up Mickey, Ludley, and everybody else, and then at the end,
we've made it. We've made it. Perhaps we're big time now.
No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think what it is, Jim's probably got the keyboard.
That's true.
Right, because normally it's followed up by a message right after Jim, and I don't see him till at least 4 messages down. So I think he's doing a dual. He's doing his own dual stream over there. So Tom81, like I said this on Ben's show the other day. He changed his profile pic. He's flashing them new teeth, looking good, my man. Yeah, we're all pretty simple here. Cillian Kenny is here. Big up, mate. Good to see you again. Appreciate you being here. Lisa O is in the house today. Big up, Lisa. Good to see you. Hola, hiya, whatever one you want. We got a little bit of our own thing there. And speaking of the devil, there he is. Big up, Jim. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Sunshine's in the house as well. Big up, Ian Ferguson. Good to see you. And Jim is being kind enough to say hi to all the little people as well. Saying hi to everybody in the chat. Nick is in the house. Nick, hope you're well, man. Haven't seen you in the chats as frequently as you normally are. No, a lot going on for you over there, mate. So hopefully things well, the family's well. I know you said your dad's doing a little bit better, so glad to hear that, mate. And Ellie is in the house. The Queen is in here. Just done a great promo push for you guys. Thank you, Ellie. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Ellie.
Really appreciate that. Mickey and Ledley say, hey,
there we go. There we go.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming.
Absolutely.
But to be fair, I'm shocked that she's only done 2.
Yeah, true.
I guess she's maybe planning to stick around for a bit of the show.
It's a little taster before the main course.
That's it. She's giving us samples, right? Take out Kuva Bear and all in the chat. There you go. And the cough is here. Did someone play big time cough? No, you're the mod father. You're beyond big time.
Big time.
That's beyond big time.
Amongst the modding community, he's some kind of sort of demigod.
No, it's not even a demigod. He's full out. I'm a mod on so many channels. I'm more like a demigod. He is straight god status. Yeah, he makes the Emperor Zeus quiver.
Fair enough.
He watches what he says because he's like, oh, mod father is here.
Otherwise,
right?
It would be moderated.
True. I was Dave at the Irish Horse. We were busy a little bit. I was with Dave at the Irish Horse. All right, no worries, man. If you got to get over there. But didn't know Dave was on at the same time, but all good. Everybody streams when they need to stream and whatever works for them. So, hey, hello to you too, Steve D. Good to see you, mate. Praise be to the cough, 100%. That's it. We've said hello to everybody, so we can actually, time to get to work now, Coobs. We'll start here, shall we? You and I discussed this a little bit in depth, and I thank you very much. I'm going to admit my ignorance to something coming up here, but we had a poor result against West Ham. Early goal that we didn't go on to push for more, and we allowed them to go into their system, which is a low block system. Why do we struggle against low blocks teams is the question here, and we'll discuss the game and what happened with it. I am ignorant to what a low block team is, even though I've watched football for a long time. I've had people try to explain it to me, but not in layman's terms, which is what I need because I'm just a basic guy kind of like that. Thankfully, I've got Mr. Break It Down and Stupidify It for Bobby right here to basically say, this is how it works, you dummy, and this is what it is. So, Coobs, the question goes thrown to you, mate. Why do we struggle against low block teams?
Simplify it even more. It's because it's a tactic that makes it difficult for all teams. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. West Ham have been getting success against even what we'd call an average or even lower table team doing the same tactic. It frustrates the opposition because you're closing the gap between the defence and the midfield and holding a line on the edge of the box, therefore closing the gap between the goalkeeper and the defence too. There's no room to operate in it. It's very difficult to get through unless you can do one of a few things. Well, one of them's been adept at taking long-range shots. You can do that. I think we should be doing that more personally. Or you've got to be so good that you can play your way through it. And that involves quick passing, a lot of player movement, a lot of interchanging the passes on the edge of the box and going into it, that you've got to be on the same wavelength as your teammates. Otherwise, it's going to break down. You've also got to be just that little half a yard ahead of that defender for that to work. Otherwise, your remaining options are the very long ball from a deep position to bypass both that midfield and defence of the opposition that's sitting back there and pick out a player deep into the box who's timed their run. You've got to be good picking those passes, and your forwards again have got to make the route movement at the right time. It takes a bit of getting used to. You've got to understand your teammates well, but it's one of those things that you've either adept players or you try and risk a bit. You throw more people in there. That's what they're hoping for, so they can hit you on the counter attack. The remaining way of doing it would be basically just trying to manipulate their formation, just pull them out of shape. This is why you see our team and others. We're not the only team that has to go side to side when they get towards this low block team. You even see Manchester City having to do it at times. They're just trying to pull players out of shape and keep moving the ball around, keep that defensive team working really hard, covering all the people that are making sudden movements, wear them down, keep at it. Usually we say with teams like Manchester City, they got their goal because they're quality. Now, when we do it, we have not got their quality, so we struggle.
And so it's funny you say that, Coos, because that's what I was going to actually ask and lead into that. And Scott here has put that in as well, saying there's no quality in the final third. That's why we struggle against all formations. The way you broke it down to me simply, Tom81 has done the exact same thing. It's just basically called parking the bus. It's just new terminology that's been used.
It's not quite the difference between low block and parking the bus. Is low block, you've still got the intent of breaking forward at some point to try and get a goal. So you could see typically something like, say, a 4-4-2 formation. You'd see two banks of four players, the midfield and the defence at the back there, but you would still have two forwards in play that you're looking to sort of play in from a long ball or
fair enough,
break. Okay. Parking the bus, and you would see
everybody's behind the half.
Yeah, there's just no intention of attacking. Which we saw Chelsea doing that in the Champions League final, and occasionally you see teams do it against us, but usually you're leaving one or two players out there. Unfortunately, the way we play, we are susceptible to that getting counter-attack because we play such a high line ourselves, where we're on the halfway line trying to protect that area. So if we're not playing well when attacking, and we don't end up by having a shot, which either results in a goal or a goal kick, it means we're losing the ball there immediately, exactly what they want us to do, so they can hit players down our flanks and expose our weaknesses. So that's basically the low blocks. Scott nailed it. We just do not have that quality at the moment. And
that's what I was going to actually ask you, Coops. Is it a quality issue or is it a tactical issue?
Quality issue.
Because sorry?
You look at the times where we do try and play our way through. It breaks down. Players aren't on the same wavelength, easily defended, balls taken off somebody. We try and up the tempo sometimes, so we're passing the ball more quickly. It's more difficult to defend against, and we should be getting into that area more quickly. But we've been trying to up the tempo so much, our players couldn't cope with it. We saw that against Fulham. The passing was abysmal. We were losing the ball constantly. It was rushed. It was almost manic, and it didn't work. Get better quality players. You can do that. Or you keep with the players you know have got the quality, are not quite on form, and you persevere with them. You drum it into them. This is how we're going to be playing. Improve, keep practicing, keep getting better. But it's difficult to watch, and a lot of people are not going to have the time or the patience to do that. Unfortunately, I'm with Scott. I think it's mostly down to lack of quality in the team. Other than the likes of Sonny and Maddison, I don't really see a lot in any of our forwards.
And that's the thing. Even with Maddison, we've seen since he's come back from injury, he's not the same player that we got in the first 10 games. He's not able to kind of make that threaded pass. I see a lot of our play is on the ground as well, which obviously is a lot easier to intercept than a ball going over the top of somebody. So is it the lack of having somebody in the box to even get on the end of a header, or is it the fact that we have players that simply cannot cross the ball into the box? We know Porro could do it when he comes up and he bombs up that right wing. I can't think of anybody we have on that left side that knows how to cross the ball into the box or even send an early ball into the box so that a player on the run, such as a Sonny or a Richie, can actually get. Sonny's great at that. Put the ball in front of him.
There's your player that should be on the left, as far as I'm concerned.
So you can put the ball in.
Actually. For me, I would have Richarlison in the middle, despite the fact I don't think he's good enough to really keep at the club long term. Right now, I think he offers that aerial threat, and he's a sort of big lump that's prepared to charge in and put himself on the line to try and get those difficult chances, make a nuisance of himself in the middle. I think Sonny is that finesse player. He's the finishing touch type player. He is capable of getting to the byline and picking out a quality cross or cutting inside and scoring a goal. I would stick with that. I just don't see any other options. Timo Werner for me is absolutely horrendous player that can run fast.
I don't understand how he didn't know that he needed to be 2 feet, 3 feet ahead of where he was. His positioning, his understanding of where the ball's going to come into was maddening. Like that first goal came from Johnson actually knowing to cut on the inside of the defenders and get himself right in front of the goalie. He came from a wide position.
Great, wasn't it?
Came all the way in. And to see him actually do that, to me, then I see a player developing his game.
If Sonny had been on the left, same position, you can guarantee he would have gone into looking for the ball to put it in.
That's basically what I was going to lead into. Yeah, if Sonny was there and Richie in the middle, then we have two players now that kind of at least know where to be, and especially Richie's. You know, call him a tap-it merchant all you want, but positioning-wise, when he's in that box, he kind of knows where to be at least, and gives us more of a chance than what Werner seemed to have done. I just want to shout out Mia here quickly. Big up Mia, nice to see you here. Big up two massive twat legs. Thank you, love you too. And another very important message here, question here from our dear friend Kate. She got David on the phone right now. Do you have any messages, anything you want to pass on? And
has he got his boots?
Yeah, can he lace up on Sunday? Where was I here? We're just saying hi.
That's the kind of quality I'd like to see on our left wing.
Oh, dude, he's. I show the kids videos of him because I know Jay. It was the first time. Hey, buddy.
I decided to stay because I have work.
Oh, you have work. Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna do it later.
Feel free to do whatever you need to do. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Thanks. Yeah, I love doing a show when the kids come home from school. But Colin's in the house, so big up to Colin, saying hi to everybody as well. Everybody's just saying hello to each other. Andrew saying we need to bring back the front three of Ginola, Kane, and Waddle. As we're on the topic, look at that, perfect. Actually, he had put this in a few minutes ago, so we kind of already ahead of us there. So low block is hardly a new tactic. Yeah. Everybody's just saying hello to Chris Peters is in the house. Good to see you, Chris. Hope you're well, my mate. On the way home on the tube. Nice. Well, get home safely, man. Hope everything is well. The inverted fullbacks take up the space that Madison needs to move the ball quickly. I'm so glad you brought this up, and right now, Ben, because that's what I want to talk to Kuva about. Are we losing by having Poro, especially Udogie, more? I see Poro stays a bit wide, but Udogie seems to kind of be in a cam role all the time. So is he occupying Madison's ability and allowing the defense in the midfield to kind of compress in that area? And in fact, taking away open space on that field, on the pitch.
You could make that argument. Perhaps they're going forward a little bit too much, or either that, or they're not going out to the wings like the overlapping full wing backs used to. So there's an argument for it. But I know with Ange's tactics, he is looking to have those players in those kind of positions specifically to try and win the ball back high up the pitch. And we have had a lot of success doing that. So again, it comes down to it looks painful because we're not showing any quality when we do win it back. There's too many people wasting those chances, or too scared to have a go themselves because they're not going to score. We know they're not going to score, and they know it. So we're reluctant to do things. I think pre-season we saw how it should be working, because some of those pre-season games we're hitting like 28, 30 shots on goal. It was brilliant stuff. And that was even against the likes of Westham and things like that. Sure, we ended up winning the match because we were sloppy at the back and sloppy in possession, but it's a work in progress. And again, it's back to that point. You add quality to the team and that changes. Getting a better attack and get better players, and all of these tactics will come together more because we're giving the ball away so cheaply. And showing such a naivety in some of the attack. And I am talking about Timo Werner in particular, like as pointed out.
Stewart saying right here, yeah, other than one assist, he did absolutely nothing. So what? He worked for the first 5 minutes of the game and then disappeared. Sorry, just quickly, hello to the Phil Army out here. Audio Artisan is here as well. Patty's saying afternoon, you Furkers. I just had to quickly look that up while you were talking. Furkers in Irish means you had some lovely devils. So big up to you as well, Patty. Appreciate that.
It's short for flipping hard workers. That's it, isn't it?
That would be us.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. It's not pushing.
A bit of a stretch. Yeah. Okay. I think I'd rather just make up words and stuff instead.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
Gaelic or something. Yeah, who would know, right? Who would know, right? Liverpool 1-0. That's fantastic. I'm assuming there's a game going on right now. Okay. Yeah. We're just saying hello. Did you see that goal? No, we didn't. Oh, look who's joining us today. This is somebody we don't see on the channel too often.
Big up, Ryan.
Big time. Big up, Dago. Hope you're feeling better, mate. Hope you're doing good, man. We got to catch up. It's even actually Mama Kay Suk was asking about you today, how you doing and what's going on with you. So we'll catch up today after the show or tomorrow if you're free. But 10 minutes until Lewis miss. Oh, that's right. 8 more minutes. We're going to find out. Ben, you want to just send us a look it up right now kind of thing? And if you can, Ben, either shoot me some stuff over on WhatsApp so we can keep everybody updated. Horrendous goal to concede. I haven't seen it. It's my favorite Spurs fans. Rick Kennett, good to see you, mate. Nice of you to join us. Appreciate it. Kate, Ben, everybody up. Everybody's in the chat here. The usuals are all here. Hello to everybody. Okay, everybody's just saying hello. Lovely, lovely love is being shown. What could we have done in that game than actually walk out of there with 3 points? Because it wasn't a lack of opportunities. It was just like a lack of quality there. Would we have seen changes that could have been made that would have adjusted and put us in a position where we could have got by that low block? Is there any players that we have that could have changed, a formation change or anything that could have helped us get by this since we are lacking the quality?
I mean, if it was me, first of all, I would rue the fact that James Maddison needs more games to get back into the swing of things. Unfortunately, that is just the kind of player he is.
Somebody mentioned that.
Used to be the same with Harry Kane. It'd take a few games to get back into his groove. Maddison was the same as at Leicester when he was injured for a while. He'd come back, have a half a dozen bad games, and then he'd be back again. So that's the problem with our squad is we've only got one James Maddison. There's no other player like him. We needed 2 or 3 at a minimum.
Well, then do we put Kulu into the middle because he seems to be a little bit more creative in that role than he is wide?
I don't think he's good enough for it.
He's not good enough for the wide, that's for sure.
I don't know what kind of player we got in him. I actually see him as possibly being a kind of sluggish kind of box-to-box player, but that's not right for us either.
Doesn't suit Edge's system, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a talented player. He's got good technical ability as Kulusevski, but if he had some real pace, he'd be absolutely lethal.
Yeah.
That would solve a lot of problems, but he doesn't, unfortunately. So I think we've got to plug away with what we got at the moment. Unfortunately, what we got isn't enough. There's a case for putting Porro further forward, playing more like a winger,
but then
get to the byline more. But if you look at it, Brennan Johnson's actually doing okay on the right, doing that at the moment. Not great, but he's massively improving. We need him to keep improving. That's the key with everybody in this team at the moment. What would we do with Porro then? What could we do with Brennan Johnson? Possibly play him on the left and get Porro forward more, shuffle around the team a little bit that way. We've got other players that are just not quite on the ball. That'd be all right.
Yeah, that would be bad, eh? Yeah, Timmy's in the house as well. Big up, Timmy. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's a little bit of a composure problem with some of the players up front. Either you get in that, you've got the sort of a bit of faith in your own ability to, just steady yourself before swinging that boot through the ball, or you don't. And I think we've got a lot of players that are, let's face it, just poor finishers. Yet we've got Son who's lethal, and I think he gets wasted playing through the middle a lot because that's where the big central defenders are, and there's no room. We need to find ways to just get a bit of space and get the ball to him. That is our only real tactic forward, I think, at the moment, until the summer or until Maddison gets his form back, because he's another one that can join him and he is capable of scoring. Meanwhile, it's just that hope for Johnson to keep improving and some miracle, maybe a bolt of light and lightning or something that hits Werner and kind of puts some footballing ability into him. I don't see that happening, though.
Well, that's be an interesting way to kind of look at things, because we got to look back at the first 10 games, and do the questions now get asked of Anson? Has he been figured out? That we're seeing that in our fan base, that already the implosion, of course, starts after every loss, or every loss of points, I should say. People calling for his head.
I don't even think it's a case of being found out. I mean, everybody would have known what his football was going to be like. It's not like opposing teams are going to go, first game they play against Tottenham, they go, oh, let's find out about Ange Ball now. Of course, they know what he wants.
They already know what it's about. Yeah.
So it's not being found out. It's what it is our players not being able to cope with it.
And they're not implementing the systems, yeah.
Injuries and suspensions knocked us off the rails in the first place, and we've struggled to recover since. That's what it comes down to. The loss of form of Bissouma, that's not other teams finding out Bissouma. That's him losing his form.
Yeah, you know what? He's the only one I would cut some slack, because in the last 2 years, it's just been absolutely dreadful for him health-wise. You know, with the malaria and the COVID, and this guy's just been suffering health issues.
To be fair, against West Ham, I thought he was quite reasonable.
I was just about to say, I didn't think he looked as bad as he has lately. But quick shout out to Ash P here for 3-month membership. Thank you for that, Ash. Really appreciate that. And she's just saying, very simple solution on her end. Should have just shoot the ball. Right?
I thought he meant to shoot Timo Werner.
That would have been for Saturday night show.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. Today's show, I think she means shoot the ball. Yeah. But hold on, it's time for a pause. You know what's going to happen now. Hi, Leo.
Hi, Leo.
Kids, come say hi to Leo. Kids. Yeah. Big up, Leo. Good to see everybody's just showing Leo some love here. And so Sonny wants Werner to stay, so he has someone to speak German to. Drew Lala in the house. Fantastic. Good to see you, Drew. I hope you're well as well. Brian's bonus from Daniel Levy is a grand total of 1 Chick King meal that is redeemable between the years 25 and 26. Actually, you didn't read the fine print in this. It's actually the bonus from Levy is a grand total of 1 Chick King meal that is redeemable between the years 25 and 26. But it's actually not that. He could start redeeming it between 25 and 26, but the overall payout of the full meal is stretched over 4 years.
Yeah, sensible.
Yeah, so he can get his coleslaw one time, his tartar sauce or his sauces one time, one piece of chicken one time, a chip another time. So that's the way that's going to work out. Malaria can stay at the body for up for a year. That explains a lot, actually, Andrew. Thank you for that. Because we know he did suffer from that, right? So Rinketic, I hate that our fans last season being like, we want attacking football a year later, and 12 ain't working. Yeah, you know what, Rinketic, but I think what it is, and Coops, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think what it is, you know, like earlier today, I don't like name dropping and pointing people out, but I know he's a big boy and he can take it. But Scott M was called out as being negative earlier today. I don't find Scott M negative. I find Scott M as a realist, and I also find him to be a fan that, like all of us, have been given promises by the club, have been given promises by the board, the PR department, of what's going to happen, what to expect. 5 years ago, we were told that once we move to the stadium, we're going to be up there with the big boys. You know, mathematically speaking, financially speaking, we'll be able to be on the same level, and now we'll be able to invest that into the footballing side. I don't think it's a matter of being negative. I think it's people are at a point where they just want the promises that they were made delivered. And I don't think it's wrong for us as a fan base to want more. Right now, I think this year to have expectation, to me personally, is not the right time, because we're only really hurting ourselves. We're way ahead. We've already said this on pretty much every ATF show we've done. We're ahead of where we're supposed to be, Coos. With all the changes that were made, with the Kane going and all that. I don't want to keep going over the same thing, but as far as I'm concerned, we are ahead. This summer is basically going to make a very, very big difference. Poch basically ruined our season also. That's true.
If you look at it as an individual game and take your Spurs hat off, that Chelsea match was something else. That really was.
Yeah, well, when do you see players getting clapped off the field and cheered after losing 4-1? Right?
It made a lot of neutrals fans are watching us, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Leo's just saying, I thought our midfield three worked well together, so good together, he said, but plenty of times it was them three playing about and having fun. It didn't translate to many goals. But that, again, now we go back again to the comment that was made earlier that the quality in the final third is not there. Yeah. So this is, again, an argument that can keep happening over and over. Stuart's just saying 1 Chick King meal on loan with a view to buy. A view to buy, not an option to buy. You're allowed to look at it. So I feel like it's on Ange, Antonio, or Jose. I don't care who the manager is unless we get some good starters and some good, not some random fella. Yeah, again, that's an argument that could be had too, Rinketic, because it's one of those things that. Sorry, just got some good starters. Sorry, it's these gems, these hidden gems, though, that do end up being great players. You know, you look at Salah at Chelsea. He was written off and discarded. He came back with some sort of fire in his belly, and it's just been absolutely astronomical. You look at De Bruyne,
Klopp wanted Julian Brandt, and he didn't want Salah, did he? He had to be convinced of it.
And there you go. Right. So this is the thing. It's hard to say who's going to be great and what happens to them, because the Premier League is like no other. The physicality of it is like the other leagues that we watch. I don't watch enough other leagues to be able to fully comment on it, you know, and I just think that we can't really say what's going to happen to a player. We've seen players come in that have high ceilings, and they've done so. Look at Varane, for example, over at United now. He's basically packing it in, saying that I can't head the ball. It hurts. I'm getting concussions from it and stuff. This is a world-class defender before he came. You know, Champions League level winner, Real Madrid superstar. He's won everything, everywhere. And all of a sudden, he's saying he can't head the ball. So is that the intensity and the pace that the ball comes in at? Is it the league? Is it the balls that they're using? There's so many different variables that go into a game. But you see such a player with such high expectations and such a high level that he's accomplished at come in and basically flop at what arguably is still a great club historically. But to me, such a hit and miss and such a gamble. I would rather see us buy the lower players that end up being hidden gems instead of another issue like this Ndombele thing that just infuriates me every time I just bring his name up. What are your thoughts?
I mean, for me, I think we're actually on a sensible approach at the moment, buying players under the age of 25, real gems, try and get in some academy people to add to the academy of top quality. That's why we scrap the wage structure on the academy players, so we could tempt in some of these great players like Bergwall coming in. He looks like he's going to be. I'll be amazed if he's not getting game time next season. I think
he's got a massive defensive kid too. Was Romanian or Croatian or Serbian or something?
Veskovic.
I've already forgotten his name. 18-year-old kid, superstar or something. But he's not coming. Not even this summer. He's coming next summer, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's too young to come across at the moment. So,
summer 25 is from, if I remember correctly. If anybody in the chat knows, if you can drop us name, his where he's from and when he's arriving.
I think he might have even been 16 when we got him or something like that.
Yeah, because it would have to be 18 then, which would make sense, and he would be 17 this year, 18 next year.
Something along those lines.
So he's 16 and he's already playing for Spurs. Sorry, let me talk to my 17-year-old child who does nothing. Jay? Look for outside investment. Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit here, Tom. We do have that on the agenda. I don't mind. Very well, probably going to watch him through his own statement signing like Arsenal with Declan Rice. You know what? That's Coogs, you've talked about this. What an impact Rice had on that squad and what a difference he's made. And is it wrong for Rinketic to have these expectations or these desires?
I think it's to do with timing. You look at what Arsenal did. They didn't go straight in for, top of the range players at first. They spent several years developing their new style of play, learning how to play it out from the back the way the manager wants. Had 2 seasons finishing 8th. Then they start improving 5th, where they collapsed. Then almost winning the league last season, but then they collapsed. Then they realised you have to do what Klopp did at Liverpool, which is that's when you add the quality to your team just to take you over the line. I think that's the stage we're at. Is Arsenal several years ago? Unfortunately, we've got to go through this period of players adjusting to what we want to do. Build that squad of talented players that aren't necessarily the greatest in the world, but they're of a high quality that can get you playing that consistent style of play. And then we look for the superstars to go in and take us over the line. That would be the way to do it. It's a sensible way as well.
It's a sensible way, but we're frustrated after this long.
Meanwhile, we're developing our academy with the new setup. And hopefully then we see that conveyor belt like Man City have got coming through. That's the long-term vision I'm seeing at the moment. it's going to be a little bit painful at the moment. It's to do with our progress at the moment. I would say the expectation of most fans was finish eighth, 9th, 10th. Some people thought we'd be lower half.
I was between 8th and 10th personally. Yeah, especially with the Kane thing.
When we consider that when you're changing manager and going to a new style of play, you should actually expect to finish lower than you did the last season. So the fact we're currently ahead of that is a good thing. We can see it's not working properly yet. We keep saying about Ange Ball, but it's not here yet. It won't be until we get these players in. So we're going hell for leather for 90 minutes. That'll be what I'd consider Ange Ball. But we're nowhere near that with squad depth at the moment. Said it on several channels. I think a lot of people agree with that kind of thing. But get 18, 19 really good players in that are all interchangeable, where there's no step down in quality when you have to make a substitution. Don't look at backups. Look at a squad, all of them interchangeable, not just somebody that'll do until the other ones fit again. They should.
That's what Man City is, isn't it? They've got 3 teams pretty much that they can put out there, and that's why they go on to win trebles.
And then you've got room for your youngsters to come in and fill out the rest of the squad, and they get their chances when we do have an injury crisis. That's the way it should work for me.
Yeah, but you're assuming that we're going to run this as a football club.
Yeah, I know.
Just quickly, want to get caught up with the chat here quickly. Oh shoot, I'm really behind. Where the hell was I? Ash P. We saw Ash P's comment. Oh wow, I'm really behind.
It's busy. It's busy tonight.
It's busy. Yeah, it's a good thing. Appreciate all of you being in here. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And do we pitch the memberships and the super chats? If you want, we got memberships. We got super chats. Yeah, it helps the channel. I really do appreciate it. Scott M. I think I need a screenshot of this. I think this will be the second time Scott M. has ever in my history agreed with me. He's happy clapping right next to me, of course, here. This is where we were. Chris from Meta Football's in the house. Yeah. Rinketic was just playing a headache playing for Man U anyways. Yeah, fair enough. Mile High. Just saying hi to everybody. Oh, there he goes. He's Croatian. We got him for Ivan Perisic. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rinketic. Appreciate that.
Perisic, that's another player we're missing. He's got the kind of quality that helps unlock the low block.
Because he can pass the ball from the left side, which we don't have.
The sheer quality of that crossing. Yeah.
And it sends an early ball in too. So yeah that's a big miss. Who would have thought that one of our biggest losses would have been a 34, 36-year-old player?
Yeah.
Crazy. This is the kid's name. Chris was kind enough to provide it. Luka Vuskovic, I believe, was he's now 17, preseason 25 arrival. Preseason 25 arrival at 18. Thanks to Brexit. Okay, thank you, Timmy. Boys, thank you guys in the chat for providing that information. Really appreciate it. Everybody's just saying hello to each other. Side Dancer's in the house. Big upside. Good to see you, mate. Always a pleasure here. I know he's 18-20. He's a bit worrying. Veliz ain't playing for Sevilla. Yeah, there's something about looking at changing his loan deal around as well, but I haven't seen anything about it. So if we do have any information, we can speak on it. We will. I would say it on record that I'm more negative than Scott M. Yeah, but the difference is, Ben, you're negative. Scott M's a realist. Keep it real, Team Canada.
Personally, I think Scott gets a little bit of sneaky pleasure out of winding a few people.
Oh hell yeah! I can picture Scott just sitting there giggling away while he's typing, and his girls all sitting there going, "Daddy, what you doing now?" Just talking Tottenham. Actually, even better yet, I can see him getting wound up at home, and his wife's just saying, "I've turned the computer on for you. Go let it out." Wind him up a bit.
Maybe. I think it's when he gets attacked by somebody and it's like on a personal basis. That's when I imagine him thinking, "I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm just going to wind him up."
He's an intelligent guy, so he's well spoken. So, but that is kind of funny. This was the next point we were going to go on to here. Levy collects a £3 million bonus, gave himself a 300k pay raise as well. Whilst, yes, I use your English word, whilst removing concessions for the elderly and raising ticket prices.
Well, that's Mr. Levy for you, isn't it? This is no different to those big bankers who, when the bank nearly goes bankrupt, has to be bailed out by the country, and they still give themselves a huge bonus. It's like, surely you've got to earn your money. I mean, it's fine. fine Levy saying, justifying it by the business is growing, but we are still a football club. So unless we're doing something significantly better than that, he's got to. I don't think anybody would complain about him taking a wage rise if we're up sitting there, in the top 3 at the moment, a point off the lead or something.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would complain, but we're not. So everybody else has to pay extra while he's taking a huge bonus. Who's really funding the club now? Still the fans, isn't it? One way or another. Even people watching at home. You're paying your subscriptions to all different channels, all different TV stations to watch the football, buying merchandise. So it's still on the back of the fans no matter what. It's just not right, is it? It's something. It's almost hypocritical about what he's doing. We're in this great state of the club.
Perfectly here.
We're in this amazing state as a club. Oh, look at what we've done. Here's my big fat pay rise. Oh, by the way, you've got to pay some extra.
Well, not only that, to me as a fan looking at the outside in now, somebody that doesn't really follow the financials or anything like that, we know Sean over at Spurs Talk is really good with the numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're not. We don't do that here, really. To me, it's as a business perspective, I look at, okay, so I've turned around and I've saved money here because we're not going to offer these concessions now to the elderly. I've raised ticket prices, which is, again, now going to bring more money in. So I look at our basically profit and loss statement from the business perspective and say, look, this is how much more money now I've generated, qualifying me for my bonus and justifying my pay raise. Wonderful. Completely acceptable if we were a business alone. But us as fans can't justify this or understand it or not say things like what Rinketic is calling him right now, where he's just flat out saying he's a prick.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Because to us, you're taking away from elderly. You're hurting us fans that can make it to the game financially, raising the ticket prices. I've said this before, and I firmly believe this, and I'm starting to really, really believe it more, that it seems that they are intent to drive out the core fan base and turn us into a tourist fan base. We've got the rotating fans that are Spurs fans this year, United fans the year after, Chelsea fans 2 years down the road. Now we're this fan, now we're that fan, now we're this fan. Not true hardcore club, legacy fans, however you may want to put it. Am I wrong to think that, Coobs?
No, I agree. I hear the argument lately quite often that you're not paying to watch just the football, you're paying for the experience of going to the Spurs stadium. That to me is wrong. What about people that just want to go and watch their football team? They're now being forced to pay for the experience. Maybe people don't want the experience and high-priced beers and food that isn't all that great and all these halftime shenanigans and the skywalks and bloody tours around the stadium. What if you just want to go and watch the game like it always used to be? You brought up people my age and even older, some of the pensioners going in there, they used to turnstiles and going on the terrace, and you stand there and just watch your game and off you go again. That's gone now. I feel like that's been stolen away from fans just because now you can build the experience, and it's just justifying a way of moving who your fan demographic is into people with lots of disposable income who can go and spend £100 on a home game. And if you can have it with all the trimmings, or if you're traveling,
£100 on a home game.
If you're local,
you must be going alone and not eating.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or parking and being driven by somebody else the way I was, and they must be covering.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a minimum idea of a day out, though, isn't it? For if you're local, if you're traveling three times that from a local area. If you're taking kids with you, 4 times that. Yeah. I
talked to Nick, and he said to me, he goes, because he's got a parking spot, he's got an area that he knows he can go park his work vehicle and that he's safe. So he doesn't have to worry about that. But you're looking at 10, 15, 20 pounds for parking. You're looking at a minimum, what, 65 pound, I think is the lowest ticket around there, something like that.
I don't know. I don't go
85. We're already up close to 85 pound right there. That's just to get in. That's just to park, get into the stadium. Add your petrol cost on top of that, even if you're local. Just pay another £10. So we're at £100 now. You wanted to eat something. Hold on a second now. In a hype is here. Big up to you, mate. Haven't seen the name before. Appreciate you joining us. Postacoglu is on maybe £5 million a year. He actually is around that. From my understanding, he's on close to half of what Poch is. Poch is on 9 million over at Chelsea. So, it is what it is. Levy seems to think that us tourists have money. We don't, Ian. But when fans like you and I, normal blue collar people here, we save our pennies and we go over there for the experience, like I did with my boys. I didn't have any problem dropping the £400 or £500 in the Spurs shop because this is what we had saved up for.
It's literally the reverse of somebody in England saving up to go to Disneyland.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it, Coos. That's exactly what it is.
And we definitely do have Mickey Mouse running things here.
The difference is, though, when you get to Disney World, you are going to leave with a good experience. I left with watching an absolutely dismal display where a goal wasn't even scored from our team. The only thing that saved that game for me not completely just raking the team over the coals, was my little boy turning up to me, hugging me, and saying, "Dad, this is the greatest birthday ever." And then it reminded me of what we were there for, his birthday experience, which was highlighted by, we all know, Paddy Hartnett. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to toot his horn too much because I'm a bit fed up with him anyways. No, just kidding. But that experience, that was ours, though. I doubt the guy that's sitting a few rows back from me that has done the exact same thing as I have, flown over from a different country, brought his child over, maybe for a special occasion, maybe a birthday, spent the same amount of money I did, and leaves there with nothing, not even a result. How do you justify that? What are you giving these people, right? So,
I suppose the other argument I hear about it is, well, we're not the only club that does this, and then compare prices to elsewhere. I'm saying it's all wrong. The football's been stolen by people who've got no other intention than making money off it. They've seen all the billions getting pumped into the game at the high end. I'm going to have a slice of that pie.
It's business, though, isn't it, my man?
Yeah.
That's just what it's turned into, especially our club. You look at it, and this is what's terrible, is that we are the envy of other clubs in the business perspective. And yeah, this comment here by Tom81. I'm sorry, I haven't read enough into this, Tom. But what do you mean by the disabled fan base?
Right, the disabled fans were always allowed to bring in a helper with them.
Yes, that's right. Because I remember Nick going with Alan a couple of times.
The helper could go for free, but now the helper has to pay 50% of the match ticket. So effectively, it's a tax on the disabled for going to watch, isn't it? That's what it effectively is.
So now, as a disabled person, Coos, you're, God forbid, in a wheelchair or some form of mobility device. Actually, we'll use an example we know. Our dear friend Alan, who used to be on Shelf Side as well. He's gone. He's in the mobility device, and he takes a helper with him. Now, most likely, because he's was part of the YouTube community, he had Spurs fans that were willing to take him along and accompany him, especially since it was going to be free. But now he's got to go out of his way to try to find somebody to take him to the game, and maybe they're willing to pay 50% for the privilege of standing beside him. Because from my understanding, Nick made it very clear that there's no seats. You stand beside the person you're with. Is that correct?
I couldn't tell you, but if that's what he's saying,
I'm pretty sure that's what he had said to me. So that is beyond vile. That, hey, Corey boy's in the house. Good to see you, Corey. Been a long time, man. Hope you're well, buddy. Kate's just saying, but you have to move with the times. Football is all about money now. Yeah, like it or not. Yeah, look at the fees that are being paid for players and the wages. Only TT bus drivers and Sir Shaver can get away with 20 years incompetence. I've only worked there for 15 years, you prick. I still love you, Scott.
Well, I suppose you don't have to move with the times. If there was enough uproar about this around the clubs everywhere, and people just stopped buying merchandise, turning up the games, watching it on TV, that money coming in would soon go. All these rich investors would suddenly go. It could be done, but I mean, they know damn well as football fans, you're held captive. You've got a love for your team that's going to drive you to keep watching them.
And that being said, look at this perfect comment here from Paul, who I haven't seen in a while. Nice to see you in the chat, Paul. Good to see you. Hotspur hippies in the house. We used to wee in the Streamy Trough at the White Hart Lane and Bovril. What is that? Bovril.
Oh, it's like a yeast-based paste. It's got Marmite and things like that are similar to it. It's a very salty sort of flavour.
Just something to get you through the day, kind of thing, while you're there at the game. Just something.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a really thin beef soup or something like that.
Okay, and there you go. He's just basically saying he's more than happy as a fan to have that than the comfy seat and this with this surround sound atmosphere and these flashy lights and this Tebow show, whatever the hell they call it. What is it? Temo show, whatever they are. Everybody's just talking to each other here. Timmy L. All the refugees report back to the football squad. Trust us. Yeah. And this is why, Timmy, this is what I said earlier before, my man, is that this is why I can understand why fans like again, we're going to just pick on Scott here because we know he's in the chat. So this is why Scott has the right, as far as I'm concerned, to say what he said because of broken promises for so long. Eventually you're going to turn around and say, well, what the hell? You can go to any pop concert, you have to pay upwards of £25 to pay to park, just to park. Wow.
I'm always dubious.
I don't remember the point, but thank you, Ian.
I'm always dubious of any organisation that at the end of what they say trust us.
Yeah,
if they need to say that.
Yeah, our union says that to us all the time, especially now that we're in the contract battle.
I don't doubt it. Yeah,
I think Scott wants to go to Disneyland with you, mate.
Hey,
football's crazy. Wow, Simeone's on €20 million Atletico. Wow, but you know what? Look at the amount of money he brings in for the team by being able to retain the position he does with them, right? So he's brought them levels up, and I think that's what Kuv has already said earlier. This pay increase that Levy has got, this bonus that he's given himself, we as fans would turn around and justify and accept if the footballing quality was raising the way his wages do. Because I would love to see what Daniel Levy's wages and bonus structure was 24 years ago when he first came into this compared to what it is now. And I want to see the percentage growth of how high that's gone, because obviously the percentage growth on the pitch has not been the same. It's gone the other way, right? So being both a Leipzig fan and a Spurs fan, I'd rather go to Leipzig because Tottenham was so expensive. Yeah, and he's from Sweden. Oh, okay, interesting. Scott, you hold that on with biggest man. Notice that a dismal failure of birthday feels. Yeah, Paul, actually, shockingly, the overall experience was still great. We got to meet a lot of the people in the YouTube community and have a fantastic experience. So the overall experience, the entire trip was fantastic. Unfortunately, the 90 minutes at the match was very, very bleak and very disappointing. I just wanted to personally hear. I think I would have left there satisfied myself had I just heard the roar in the stadium from scoring a goal. That's it. There's no chanting. There was no songs. There's no. We're flat. I think it was about the 14th minute when Lloris conceded that goal that he basically should have been given credit for. It was just, I don't want to talk about that anyways. But it's like, NBA, NFL, they're all coming over here, right? That'd be interesting, but I don't think that'll ever happen, Ben. Yeah. 1-0 to Chelsea. They're up already over there too. If you're paying for it, we get a meal and a pro. Yeah, you know what, Ben? Right? Is he wrong to say that, Coops? I think he's right. If you're going to increase the price, make it a package then for me.
Yeah,
give me something with it. Like over here, Scott brought up a hockey team that used to be my city team here, the Brampton Battalion. They're lower level than the main teams, and they used to offer a hospitality package that was $99, $100 Canadian. That would give you 4 tickets to the game. It would give you 4 hot dogs and 4 drinks, which is fantastic because the hot dogs and the drink, although it's a lower line, so it's not as expensive for everybody. You're still paying $5-6 for a hot dog and $4 or $5 for a drink, so it's still $40 or $50 worth of food credit you're getting back. So in reality, I paid $15 for the tickets. So and it was a great experience, and that's why I did
exactly. Fits in was what I was saying before, but I don't think you should be held to ransom just because you want to watch the team. Now, if you get in at a reasonable price, and I'd say to Ben even lower than 50 quid a ticket, the club can make plenty of providing, food, drink, merchandise. Who's not going to go into the club shop if you had a cheap entry to the club to go and watch the actual game? You can bring granddad along, and what I would do is let elderly and disabled in for free, and provide them with a hot drink, because that's a courtesy thing as far as I'm concerned. You should be showing your long-term fans that they are valued, not just treated as the same cattle as everybody else is. And who wouldn't want to do that if you got an elderly relative who would love to see the game, can't afford it? You're not having to think about having to fork out for their to cover their helper for the day. You should just get them in free. You think, well, that it's not a problem then at all, is it? Just go in, make something of it, and stop bleeding money out of people at that source just for the ability to watch a game. They will make their money. People will spend it on merchandise. They definitely will. We always did. I remember, way back even in the 80s, going as a teenager. Whenever I went up to London and watch us, I didn't expect a sort of 30, 40 quid entry fee. I'd go and go through the turnstiles, few quid, but I would buy myself a scarf or a mug or something like that on the way home. I would go and get another hat or some posters. That's the way it should be for me.
£2,400 a year for a seat. I thought they were around 1,500, 1,700. But big time is in the house. So good to see you here. Sorry, this Rinketta comment. Spurs game right now is like watching the Calgary Flames. I wouldn't watch Calgary Flames at all. I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan. Scott M is the Calgary fan, so that's why we don't get along. Those teams are basically in the equivalent of the NHL would be one of us likes Arsenal, one of us likes Spurs. Clearly, I like Spurs, and he likes the Arsenal of the NHL. So I said it. It's on stream. Clip it. Love it. Show it to him. He's fuming right now, and he's going to come throw something at the TV. I can't wait. We have the same thing here in the EHL season 2 of Cincinnati Cyclones. It's like $400. What? Oh, season tickets. Oh, okay. Season tickets. Okay, so that's about 80 games then. So you factor that in. That's $5 a game. That's pretty good. £4 for a bottle of Coke that's crazy. Yeah, Brian McGuire's in the house. How can Levy justify a bonus when we have the last trophy? Brian, that's exactly what we're saying here, mate. I would love for somebody. I should reach out to Sean and have him do this, because I know he's a numbers guy and he would know all about this. But I would love a comparison to be done for where Levy started in terms of what his wages and bonus structure was compared to what it is now, and what that percentage number is in growth. And I want it equated to what the percentage level in failure on the football pitch is, because it seems like the two numbers have kind of gone opposite here. Defeatist argument, Bayern fans pay less than we do for better football. Yeah, you think it's worse than don't play it. Simple. Yeah, all the years spent in the youth team growing up. Oh, wow. Wow. Sorry, which match? If you're asking me, it was the NLD last year on January the 15th. It was my little K's birthday. His birthday is actually January 15th, so that was the big bonus of it. They moved the game to his birthday. So and again, Timmy Nick is in here. I had the privilege of meeting him, spending time with his family, and this guy dropped everything he was doing and drove us around everywhere and took us. And the amount of people that made the effort to come and see us and meet up with us at the game, Ben, Sim, Bush, we were Tottenham TV, everybody. It was just incredible. We got Iggy, everybody. We all went for a nice meal. Ellie, I got to went to Ellie's house for a nice meal. It was just fantastic. So there are some parts of the ground, Bobby, depends on where you sit. Sorry, Kate, what is that in reference to here? I'm not too sure where I might have. I know I'm really behind in the comments. I used to pay £250 £250. And that was what, an entrance fee?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This is quite some time ago, mine. So I'll guess with Tom, £2.50. That probably would have been early 80s, maybe late 70s. It was somewhere around
that's
there.
not really that long ago. Cigarettes
It
used to be
is, mate. We're getting old. You just haven't realised it.
Yeah. Bottle of Coke used to be 1p back then. So I went and watch a White Hawk match at the weekend. I watch country football. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this. Going to those lower kind of tier teams like the local clubs. You guys have that option. The experiences are fantastic because the fans are right kind of on the pitch, and you can meet the players afterwards and shake their hands and take pictures and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I wonder if it'd be better to kind of support the lower line teams, because my best friends, the Twins, they support Bolton and AFC Wimbledon. So it's interesting, but it's a crap year. I mean, how can Bayern, Dortmund, City, United have decent prices now? It's abusing loyalty, Ben, and it's also taking advantage of the structure that's around you. The difference is you're comparing Germany, where the structure of the entire league is different. Tottenham is keeping up to the entire structure of the league that they have and taking advantage of what they have here. You know, that's just a sad reality. It's the market that they're in. I don't think they'd be able to get away with the things that they're doing had we been Tottenham in Germany somewhere, right? First season tickets, £35 for a season ticket. Wow. I feel like that. Hate Levy, don't go. Yeah, you know, there you go. You can hate him when you go to the German clubs. They have something in place with ticket prices. Yeah, they do. Morning, Gordy, morning. Then I'll watch football again because it's. Yeah, well, I don't know how awful it is, Ben, because that's the only option we got over here. But I can see why fans over there would be frustrated, because you guys got a lot of the games are blacked out, right? You don't have an option to watch the game sometimes, do you? Big up, Daniel. Good to see you. Is that true, Coop? Sorry? Your TV options are very limited, aren't they? Even if you have a pay package.
They are. I mean, match days themselves, that nobody will stream live here. The government made it that way. So you can be in a different country and watch a live game on a Saturday.
Sorry, we didn't get the update from Ben. Ben, did you send me an update? Let me check my WhatsApp here quickly. Did Ben send me an update? What the hell happened with Uncle Joe? Oh, Stuart just sent me something. Oh, my goodness. Stuart just sent me something from showing prices for God knows how long ago. No, I got nothing here from Ben here in terms of an update.
I would have thought they'd take quite a long time to make the actual verdict, because they always go through the process.
Well, what was this? There was just some 3 p.m. deadline set for our time, 8 p.m. your time today, right?
Don't know. I'm assuming that's when the actual verdict hearing is scheduled for. Like I said, they'll do a recap of the whole case, surely, and then so it probably takes a while. Plus, they probably got to glam it up a bit for TV. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. Big up, you beautiful bitches. Have I missed much? Dave, well, good to see you. Actually, you've missed me making an honest attempt of trying to talk about football, and I think I've even impressed Scott M, because he's still here, and that means he's enjoying the show. Clearly, Oilers are a combination of the worst parts of Arsenal and Chelsea. Sorry, you spelt Flames wrong. It's Flames. Okay, the Oilers are the Spurs. They're the ones that actually, no, they can't be the Spurs, because they've actually won Stanley Cups. Never mind, I take that back, Scott. £8 Paxton in the 90s. Even in the 90s, so that long ago, 30 years ago, £8. Wow. God, Terso, I give you a wink. Yeah, I think there was a guy that gave me a wink on the way in, but I don't think he worked there. Rapid tickets start $20, go up more than $100. That's not too bad, $20. Yeah, sorry, Dave-O. But Saturday night, buddy, we'll be back to our usual nonsense, mate. Back to the usual nonsense. Penalty to Chelsea. That's when the court meets. Oh, okay, thank you. So 3 p.m. they were like you just said, they're probably discussing now everything, going over all the facts of the trial and everything like that. I saw that, Stuart. I just saw that in my WhatsApp. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know, without sharing my WhatsApp, and then your phone number will come up there, so I don't want to do that. See if maybe I can. But we're really behind here. We should get on to the next thing we want to talk about. Yeah, we want to talk about this quickly. We'll just put a few minutes into this here. The club is seeking investors after posting an apparent £86 million in losses. I'm calling bullshit on this. I'm calling complete bullshit. I think this is some nonsense that was sent out to the media or something like that, just to deflect the heat from him, and kind of, and when things kind of go a little bit south.
I think there's something to it, mate. Mostly, it's not because the trouble is we get excited thinking, oh, great, there's going to be a few $100 million for improving the team.
Yes.
No, there's a big thing called a hotel they're looking to build. That's where they're going to get the money from.
Yeah, but is that 86 million? That's what I'm saying. Because wasn't it just months
the
ago that
80
we posted
I don't know.
the 100 million pound?
They manipulate the figures all the time to see whatever. I don't even. I can't be bothered to look it all up, mate. So I don't know. I'll just go on the theme of what's it people are saying. If I want to know something about what's happening on the financials, I'll go and watch Sean's show.
Yeah,
it's easier. He puts it in a bite-sized package, and while he's walking the dog, it's great.
Yeah.
Big up Shawnee, by the way.
Yeah, big up, Sean. I haven't seen anything, Joe. Just saying, free Uncle Joe. Big up, Lee. Hope you're feeling better. Rickettick's got a question for you. Do you guys believe in the Qatar investment? Do you want to go first, or should I?
You can go if you want. I'll try and calm myself.
Yeah, I think because I don't know how, actually, we've never had this discussion, so it might be interesting to see where you and I end up on this. But for me personally, I do not care. I don't care where the money comes from. The way the football is evolved across the world, money, like Kate has already pointed out as well, is needed. It has to be generated. I just want somebody that's actually going to invest into the footballing end of everything and make that the number one priority over any other business aspect that Tottenham Hotspur Entertainment is part of anymore. As long as they prioritize on-field production and development, that to me is fine. I know with this investment, it is that one sheikh that was looking to come into us early has already been touted as one of the people that might be looking to purchase a small portion of the club. We all know for 86 million, he's really not getting much. What is that, 5% of the club? What's 86 million on a club that's worth, what, 5 billion, they say?
Yeah,
it's almost pennies.
It's all with regard to the financial fair play and all that stuff. Like I said, I cannot be bothered to look in the details on these things. I'll prefer to. Yeah, for me, it's an irrelevance. We're a rich club. That's it at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah. Fair enough. No fans from Tottenham can go watch Tottenham. It's too expensive for the most deprived areas in London. But yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that, Ben, because obviously I had never been in the area in Tottenham before I had actually got to the game. And it amazed me what a change there was in the area walking 5 minutes in either direction from the stadium. Because we went the day we did the stadium tour, and my uncle had dropped off there a good hour early because we wanted to go have lunch and everything. We went wandering around, and during the daytime, I kept my little man purse pretty tight there. Let's just say it that way. Rinkedick is saying Toronto is like Tottenham. We're big in the 60s. You know what? It's so funny you say this because with Scott M, I had this conversation earlier. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the NHL version, is I swear, Tottenham Hotspur are the parallel version of the football team because the color scheme is the same. We're run by a board, and it's all profits before glory. When it comes to the Qatari investment, though, Kuvs, do you? Sorry, I didn't really get your full take on that. What's what was your take? Go away.
In today's football, in terms, it doesn't really matter where the investment comes from anywhere. There's corruption. There's people taking money from sources they wouldn't normally just because it suits them. As far as I'm concerned, I just want to see us win trophies at the moment. I know that it makes me sort of morally question a lot of things at this club, but we already do things I don't agree with. So, what point is your breaking point to the morality of any footballing decisions with any club now? I think, unfortunately, we're just at this point where it doesn't matter. Everybody's doing it. You might as well just grab a slice of the pie. Then again, that goes against the admission price argument just had, so it's kind of hypocritical. Football's just got things badly wrong with it at the moment, and it's being abused by people that shouldn't have anything to do with it. From overall Qatari investment, ENIC investment, the Glaziers over at Man United, none of this should be happening. We used to have football that was basically owned by families who cared about the football team. That's all gone now.
But that argument can be made for pretty much every sport, though, Coops.
Introduction of money.
As sad as it is, it's. I think, you talk to a lot of the people that are real, true diehards of NFL, the American football, and they will tell you the game was completely ruined the first time they stopped the game for a television commercial.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was all
I mean,
downhill.
football at its most basic is why I love the game so much, because it didn't matter what your background was. It didn't matter how rich you were, what your family did. None of it mattered. Race, religion, absolutely none of it. You could literally just go into a park, throw a couple of jerseys down and get a ball and have a game. And it didn't matter. It completely leveled everybody. You're just playing football then. Since then, it's all become... it's all money driven. The owners are going to be billionaires, bleeding the money off the clubs. Fans are going to be forking out ridiculous prices. Big up to Kate, by the way, but she was making a couple of arguments in the chat that I disagreed with, like comparing the rise in prices. It's normal because look at
the overall inflation of the world market.
Look at cigarettes and things, but she specifically said cigarettes. Cigarettes have got an 80% tax on them. So if they didn't have that tax, it would be a quarter of the value they are now.
Yeah.
So it's not a fair comparison. The fact is,
I think she means just overall in a global economy that we've seen the rise of things. You can't compare a price of any single thing 20 years ago that you could today. There's not even close, right? So.
Oh yeah, but I mean, cigarettes are ridiculously overpriced because that's a political statement. That's to make people, ease the burden on the NHS and things like that with, so many people coming in with smoking-related diseases that they just deliberately tax it so it's priced out of that. People are quitting in big numbers. It's the right thing. But...
Sorry, you say NHS, you know where my mind goes immediately now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Save it for Saturdays.
Anyway, it's a bigger conversation. I think
Ellie's saying it's time for me to visit. She's out of syrup.
Yeah, fair.
You were saying?
I think it's part of a bigger conversation. I think it's just money has ruined things. Apply it to almost anything.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah. If there's a captive audience there to be exploited, people will do it.
Yeah, that's just a sad reality. But in a way, this is why I kind of agree with what Daniel Levy has done from the businessing aspect of things, because as a businessman, I would want somebody that lethal and ruthless in charge of making me money. Because at the end of the day, that's his job. But he seemed to have got lost, and the message has been lost that the football club was the priority, and it's not anymore. Colin Cross said, agree, Kuvo, we should sell our souls. We should all sell our souls. We City fans are just want trophies. Show me an honest millionaire. There are none. There are none. Always they're calling. Yeah. Unwatchable 4 hours. Yeah. It's absolutely so frustrating, Nick, to watch American football now. So bloody frustrating. Oh my God. I'm actually caught up with the comments. Not too bad. Not too bad there. So that was it.
I think this is where all the fascination with stats came in with the American fans. So many breaks in play that you've got to fill it with something. Surely.
Well,
although no, I suppose on baseball it's all to do with the cards, isn't it? Card trading and things like that.
Baseball is unwatchable. It's the Indian cricket, so or it's the American cricket, I say. So to me, baseball is unwatchable live or on television. I just can't stand the game itself. Sorry, 1 second. I need to beat one of my kids.
No problem. Let's have a look at some of the other comments then. What have we got? Oh, probably just done this one, haven't we? Part of the larger trend of socializing costs and privatizing profit. It goes beyond sports. It does indeed, mate. You're right. There is a big problem with the world at the moment. Probably heading for some sort of catastrophic end to the way finance works around the world. I don't know. It's turning into a political thing then. Do we need to separate that from football? Unfortunately, it rules football as well. So it's all interconnected, unfortunately, whether we like it that way or not. Let's see. We've got Ian saying true and Scott saying where Levy is always clueless is these prices are so much more acceptable. And Dan's would take it if there was any sort of success or even the attempt at success. Unfortunately, we have neither. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that ties in with Ben's point as well. if you're going to pay high prices, you've got to have something for it.
I think he meant fans there. That's why he's put this here.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I suddenly thought maybe he's replying to somebody called Dan or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah, he's right. He's right. That's what's going to unite the fan base. I think this fan base of ours is really fractured at the moment, painfully so.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, Coops. This is as mad as it sounds, as conspiracy theory as it sounds. Is this intentional? Are they trying to basically go and force out the rooted fans to go with the fly-by-night fans?
Yeah.
Because the rooted fans that live local and come to a game are not going to spend what a tourist will spend.
And in the meantime, what do? Get onto the any media outlets, including social media, and put the pressure on them to remove anybody that's in dissent about the club.
Yeah.
So then is it a surprise that the people that don't like the ownership are made out as this crazy bunch of, hooligans that are going to trying to bring the club down for no reason?
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Then even, if you really want to go deep diving into it all, then does the club employ AI to deal with fan comments on social media?
They probably already do. I would bet they already do, because that was proven with Twitter through COVID and everything like that already. So I don't doubt that these guys got little robots doing that stuff.
I've called him out before. I've called him out before. I don't mind doing it. I think there's a chap called Craig Bowler in the community who's an AI bot.
I've never seen the name. I know this name's been brought up before.
He's blocked me, so I can't see the comments come up anymore. But he's still around there. But you notice some people that are on every channel simultaneously with big responses in different channels. And I saw that with him one time, and I thought, this can't be one person.
Or it's somebody that's got nothing but to do and has got 4 devices open at once.
And then literally every point you make, if there's any sort of hint of it being anti-Levy or Enoch, there's a big response comes up immediately from him about it, no matter what it is. Even you could say, like, whatever, I don't like the color of that door, and they'll be like, oh, well, it's this way. You don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
you don't know what you're talking about, basically. Yeah. You're an idiot. Yeah. Rinketic is just saying, we love Kuva. We do. That's great. So
big up, mate.
Yeah.
Well, Rinketic, top bloke.
Yeah, obviously, I got.
Yeah, you didn't get anything. See, it's skin color, mate. It's got
to be clearly he likes vanilla more than he likes chocolate.
No, big up Rinketic.
Dave was just saying, yes, a battery returns. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, he almost did get a battery, because it's this only used show that they come home from school and he has this bad habit of plopping down on the sofa that touches the desk and shifting the entire desk. So I don't know if it's as ridiculous. Come here for a second. Come here, you. Come here. Come here. Come say hi to Kuva, everybody.
Hi, guys.
I think it's this.
That's awesome. You have no idea how jealous I am of that hair.
No, he can't hear you. Let me take the headset out. Go ahead. What did you say?
You have no idea how jealous I am of your hair, little K.
Thanks.
That's awesome. I mean, the only thing missing now is get that sort of 70s sort of the swagger to go like Shaq and people like that, and just chill everything. It's it's cool. It's cool.
It's ridiculous. You gotta see him now. He's got this headband he puts on for football, so it fluffs it up even more. And it just looks like it's popping out of the top. I laugh at it. He's happy. He likes it. He gets crazy amount of compliments on it. Colin Cross is asking, do you think the NFL will ever invest in us? Yes, I do. I really do. I think that they see opportunity there. I know. I don't know if it's Roger Goodall or something like that. The CEO. He's big into open investment and growing the game globally as well. So I could see him doing that. We won't touch that one. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I've said when people say, "Oh, if I want Enoch out, who do I want coming in?" I instantly said Amazon, because I can see Amazon being the sort of franchise that will want every sport covered and to be the top team in every sport.
Yeah.
And we could call the stadium the Amazon Basin, sorry. See, that works.
It does. And if it doesn't all work out, they could turn it into an Amazon distribution hub, like they have pretty much every other building in the city.
Kind of like they do us under a different name, though.
There you go. All right, Spurs GC teams in the house. Good to see you, mate. Rick Kennick, we share the same skin color, so you don't need the same love. Actually, it's because we know that we share the same skin color. I do need the love. You should know that then. Much love, buddy. I was just joking, man. You know how it is. If I'm just that kind of guy that if Kuva gets love and I don't, I get jealous. So what can I say? So Ian Ferguson says he's never ceased to be amazed by your fro. Nika says you have epic hair, and Jason Bell says your hair is epic.
Tom 81 has nailed it. Do you remember a player called Carlos Valderrama, Colombian player?
Yeah, the Colombian guy with the long hair. Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
No, it's not though. You know his nickname, right?
What, Valderrama's or Little Case?
No, Little Case footballing nickname.
Carlos.
No, you don't remember it, eh?
That would have been good.
You have to. Kuva doesn't remember. You got to come remind Kuva. Come here, quickly, because this is our serious show. We're actually getting to the end of it. We'll wrap up.
Okay.
Come on. What's your footballing nickname?
Chocolate Maradona.
Yeah, I can see it, but the hair's got to be more. I'm sorry.
Valderrama.
Carlos.
Colombian player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's actually that's more accurate.
He's way outgrown any Maradona bit.
Yeah, that's true too. He never went that big. Mario Lemieux, young shaft. Amazon Arena. There you go.
It works.
Yo. Think of his Amazon news, it would be sick like the other kids. Their own website for live games. Yeah. That's $50 a year. That's not too bad, actually. And that way you get every single game.
Oh, and if Amazon owned us, If Amazon owned us, we could have a all or nothing every year to look at. That'd be great. That
would be actually neat. Is it Valderrama and Harry Potter? That's in the Bollywood version. He looks like a young Leo Sayer.
Sayer. That kind of works. Except for obvious differences, but the hair, yeah.
Edict got a £5 million fine and 3 years probation for what? In a hype, if you could let us know for what, please.
Oh, that'll be Joe Lewis.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. Oh wow, what a punishment! That's
in a hype. Can you please add to that, please, if you let us know if that is the Joe Lewis verdict then that we're getting. That's interesting. You can't look it up at the same time, can you, Coos, by chance? Or more like cry or nothing. Cry or nothing. That's good.
Yeah.
Find a decent woman. Well, he hasn't yet, Corey. So
there we go. That's the joke.
Comment of the day goes to Ben Kaufman. Comment of the day. Oh, Chelsea 2-2. Uh-oh. They're playing United, aren't they?
Yeah.
Speaking of Chelsea, our last talking point was this, actually. We are talking about football, and we do try to encompass other teams here, even though we don't like this team. Is this justified? He is under fire. Let me show you why, Kuba. So this just happened recently, the other day, before a game, while Gallagher was in the tunnel, and this was what happened. You see that the young boy's got his hand up, he gets completely blanked, and he goes back to the other player. I'll show it one more time. You see him come down the tunnel, gives him a high five. He puts his hand on the young fellow's shoulder there, and then he turns back around. Now, he's being basically labeled a racist now because of this. He's been called out in the media. He's been, we all know we don't like Chelsea. But to me, when a young player like this that's raked over the coals for something I think is not right, I don't think this is justified. There's a full video to it that's even longer that I've seen, and people are trying to say that if you watch that full video, you'll see it, that he treats this child better than he treated the other child. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see how that's fully racism, because I've unfortunately known people to be racist. And right here, this is the screenshot that's being used to basically call him a racist because he's looking away from him. But this is right before they walked out to the tunnel.
Yeah, doesn't look quite so racist, does it?
Doesn't look so racist to me. So that being said, Coos, is this just absolutely pathetic?
Yeah.
That these are the low points media is going to discredit people. You know, we all know how bad social media is, especially with the colored players on the English squad and everything. Even now with the English squad, there's Twitter's full of, oh, why does Rashford play for England? Why does Saka play for England? This and that and everything. It's absolutely disgusting. It's manufactured negativity in an already hostile, negative world. What are your thoughts? Now, I know before we even talked about you didn't really know what had happened, and this is me kind of touching you something, right? Or showing you something for a change versus you educating me. How do you feel just from what you just saw, that little video clip, and then the actual screenshots? Is he a racist, do you think?
First thing to do is ignore who it is and ignore what shirt they've got.
Thank you.
Then look at it.
Then look at it. Good point.
Completely unbiased. And I would say I see a player who's got his mind focused on a football game he's about to step on the pitch for. He's made the gesture to high five the other kid. His mind's elsewhere. He's put his hand on the other lad's shoulder. Yeah. I don't see a problem there. Going out afterwards with that final picture, he's got his hand on the kid's shoulder as well.
And that's what Timmy has added on to that. Yeah, Timmy walked out with both of them.
Yeah, this is just the utter bullshit that exists in our society today. Cancel everything, victimize everybody, make them out to be arch criminals and disgusting people who are based on nothing. So everybody can pile on the bandwagon, and let's have another lynching because it gets viewing figures for some people.
Yes, negativity. Yeah,
and some of these people making these sort of claims, as far as I'm concerned, should be going to prison. There's no context in that picture there. It's totally irresponsible, and you can ruin lives doing it. It's disgusting, the culture we live in nowadays.
I agree.
Absolutely disgusting. In fact, I'm going to say big up Gallagher, even though he plays for plays for Chelsea. that was unintentional.
Now you sound like me.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have some of our fans saying, well, we don't want him now based on that.
Here. But, Ben's just been challenged for comment of the day.
This is true.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, well, it's just a rant about things in general. He's been accused of something that's an absolute nothing incident.
Yeah.
If he came out afterwards and continued to blank the lad, then you might say perhaps there's something there, but he didn't do that.
Well, even the second photo, you look and you see he's got his both arms around both players.
Yeah.
You know, if the right arm was around the white child and no acknowledgement to the other child, well then, hey, now you got a case.
Plus, even a footballer that's not had no education and all they know is football, they're not going to be stupid enough to make racist gestures in front of a bloody TV camera. You know, it's the Premiership. He knows how to conduct himself.
They know everything is being watched, every inch of that pitch inside and out. And Amir's in the house.
And if he was really like that, how come it's only this game where he's chosen to show that?
Yeah.
What about all the other times where no problem whatsoever? This is just absolute bullshit. It's look to find imperfections in somebody in any way you can, even when they're completely innocent, and then burn them down for the sake of a bit of dramatization. It's pathetic. Actually makes me sick.
It does. And adding to it here, Ben actually has told us a couple of times that how when he was a mascot, Tom Huddleston was the person he walked out with. So the role reversal there with the black player and the white mascot. Now, he didn't speak with him. He was a mascot. So does that make him a racist? No, because Ben, you're saying you didn't speak with him. So that makes you the racist, clearly. That's the way that would be perceived. In all seriousness, not joking. I know Ben's our friend here. and clearly he's lived in my home, so he's not a racist. Not that I know him. But it again, if he flipped that around and he said I was the mascot with Huddleston, and when I spoke to him, he refused to acknowledge me. Could that it's that pathetic. It's absolutely that pathetic. Mr. Stuff the stupid world now. You can sign the Mars. Yeah, no kidding, man. It's just kids me training. Yeah, it is like the old witch hunts. Yeah, ITK one Kuva showing some insider information for the summer. That's it. But that is it, buddy. For me personally, so we brought the question itself was Gallagher's under fire. Is it justified? I think it's safe to say we both say no.
Yeah.
No.
No,
it's not. No.
Big fat no.
Can we say fat?
I can. You can't.
I don't know. Put on a few pounds since I've been
yeah, let's see. Yeah, a bit of cancel culture going on again.
Yeah, that's why I'm growing the beard a little bit lower so it hides the.
If I call myself fat, do I need to be taken off air?
Not if you use PHAT because you are pretty hot and tempting.
Hey.
Hey.
We'll take this backstage.
Yeah, we'll go. But that is it for us. That is all the football stuff we had lined up for today. We can go on and allow people to go and enjoy the second halves of all the games that kicked off. Let's just get a quick recap of. Let's see what is going on in the footballing world. Let's just see the scores right now. We can let everybody know. Somebody called me while I'm on a show. Who was it? Don't know. Okay, so right now, Liverpool-Sheffield 1-1 in the 72nd minute. Chelsea United 2-2, and they are coming to the end of the first half. So it'll be interesting to see how that ends up there.
Too many goals going down there. I've got Chelsea for a 3-2 win.
I had them for a 2-1 win, so they've already screwed up my prediction already. So I'll tell Jose, if you're still in the chat, if I can give you my score predictions after the games have been played, that'd be nice. Thank you. As long as I can bring my son when he wants to take up any room, let's carry on. There you go, man. What is offensive Congress, Billy? As long as the fast, exactly. There you go. If I was just saying all seriousness,
yeah.
Technically, yes, I did, Scott. Yeah. So I'll get shit for that later. Big up Tequila. Good to see you, man. Late, but you're here, mate. No Stanley Cup show. No, not here, man. Not here. Maybe if the Oilers make when the Oilers make the final, then we'll talk about it. Scott, how is Calgary? Oh, never mind. They're not even going to make the playoffs, so we won't talk about that. I would like to get on some time to speak about. You know what, Corey? Like I told you last time, but you ever want to join us, man? This show is our footballing show. I don't know if we could.
Generally speaking, we're trying to keep it you and I, aren't we? Just this.
We are on
get through things, but I think we can make some exceptions, can't we? Just
I think one guest here and there is a special guest to maybe pop in the way the kids do it with the weekly recap, where they have a guest come in for a certain portion of the show, maybe to just discuss the actual Spurs game. We could do that.
Corey's got a good insight as well because he's an ex-goalkeeper, so he can tell us about Vicario and things. So we could do something now. So
definitely, there you go. Yeah, no, maybe we'll look into that, having somebody come in and discuss the actual game with us, which ends up being the first pretty much half of the show before we go into other topics. So, yeah, we'll definitely look into that. Just a quick shout out to the 2 member chats that we did get. Mia on 4 months already, saying big up you 2 massive Twinkie bags. I love Twinkies.
Tweet bags.
Tweet bags. Oh, we tweet. And Ash is dropping what you've done is shot. Simple as that. So that is it for us, folks. If you please do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button on the way out if you haven't already. We shall be back Saturday night, right?
We are. Saturday night. That's when are we going on? 10 o'clock? 9 o'clock?
10:30.
10:30.
Okay. Yeah, you guys had your time change this Saturday night, Sunday morning.
I don't know. I assumed I'd have to pay Daniel Levy for time change.
No, he doesn't give you change.
Oh, good one.
Yes. Yeah, it's 10:30 p.m. in the UK, 5:30 p.m. for myself over here. But thank you all. Great show today, Coops. Really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it was good. Go through some serious stuff as well.
Scary, isn't it?
It is scary. It is scary. I,
we were able to behave.
you have no idea. You have no idea how much I'm having to hold on for this joke now until Saturday.
Oh, keep it
I've,
right
I've,
down.
I've got an absolute beauty. It's just finding when to sort of shoe it in there.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna have to add Ben and his Huddleston thing to the stories as well now too, right? So Saturday night you're doing WrestleMania watch vlog. Jason Bell, love you, buddy, but that's a hard hell no on this end, mate. I do not watch wrestling at all. Daniel doesn't give you change. Sorry, you were saying?
I'll just send Tequila joined us. Dang, missed all of it. Sorry, lads. That's because you're a bad person, Tequila. I can't say anything else. Sorry, mate.
And he's a mod on this channel.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
That's actually very disappointing.
You just can't get the staff nowadays.
Look at the list of who my mods are, and time to scale them back.
Unpaid mods, and they just take liberties.
I know, you know what I mean? It's free. It's ridiculous. You can't even get good volunteer labor anymore. But such is life. Hope you guys all enjoyed the show. Again, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back on Saturday night with the usual shenanigans, of course. We'll be back into the fun zone and everything. So until then, come on, you Spurs.
Big up Tequila, by the way. He's a good one.
He is a good one.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.